aka Team DWC. Y'all know what time it is. It's another Super Saturday. Hopefully you having a super weekend, cause you know I woke up to watch cartoons. It's like that over here. You dig? Yeah, I do what I want to do, not what I'm gonna do. However that works. Let's look at flip the camera, cause I ain't gonna hold y'all up all day. Hell, I got other stuff to be doing. A lot of work in the green room. So shout out to the green room. It's already 8 o'clock and that flower tent already went out. Bet. That thing's just got a mind of its own. Let's go ahead and hit the play all and get right to them. Of course, we just got some swag.
Pamphlet from the World Tournament. After that, we were introduced to some Fist of the North Star bandits that got lost and found their way to Dragon Ball. Now, this one introduces something interesting. If you know anything about Sun Wukong, the character Goku is based on, you know he has 3 iconic tools. Goku has 2 of the 3 tools, but Toriyama never introduced the 3rd, that tool being the sealing gourd. Here, it has the power to seal someone if they don't answer when their name is called. After being sealed, they're turned into a liquid that if someone drinks, they can steal the sealed person's power. Kinda OP, huh? Luckily, Goku is able to avoid being converted with the power pole, and turns the gourd on its owners. Goku lets the villagers keep the gourd. Shame he couldn't keep it, as this is filler. But it's not really his style to use something like that anyway. The bandits are no match for Goku, but assuming they've been using the gourd for a while, they're probably pretty strong. So, let's give them 67 and 73. Now...
Hello to all of my beautiful American people out there. Thank you so much for voting for me. We couldn't have done this without you. That's my president, man. Come on. Lower them grocery prices. And, I said that I would do a lot of evil, terrible, horrible things that would ruin lives and the economy. Wait, what? What is he talking about? What is he about to do? Nah, bro, he not gonna do none of that crazy stuff. He was just playing around, okay? He about to just lower the price of groceries and eggs and stuff. You know? Yeah. Okay. I know I said those things, but I'm here to say that, I'm doing that shit right now! I have just signed an executive order to raise the price of a carton of eggs and a gallon of gas to $100. Hey, yo, what the fuck? No, why this nigga hate breakfast? Damn. I have just signed an executive order to make my volume button on my remote connect to every TV in America. Wait, is he for real? And guess what? You know why I did it? Because... Wow, he actually did it. What is he saying right now? I'm concerned. And you know what? It's time to take affirmative action against affirmative action. So anyone who was hired because of DEI is gonna DIA now. That's a bit extreme. Oh my God, no. Trump.
So they
Bro,
got DIE.
I'm black. So? And I work for Google. No!
Ah! He said that I work for Google.
You monster! And you know what? There are a certain group of people living in my country that are not contributing. So, I have signed an executive order. And now, any ghost living in America must pay taxes. Oh my God, this is bullshit, man. I can't take this shit no more, man. Oh. That motherfucker over there voted for him. Man, I'm gonna haunt that nigga every night. You will never sleep peacefully again. I'm gonna haunt you every motherfucking night. Now, my American people, we all know that there are some people living here that that shouldn't be. So in order to make this country beautiful again, my country, I have signed an executive order. Bro, please just do something that's not gonna ruin my life. To deport all ugly niggas from my country. Okay, I mean, that's kind of crazy, but at least it ain't got nothing to do with me. Sir, you're gonna have to come with us. You were first on our list to deport, so let's go. What? This is not up for debate. Let's go. My beard connects. Grab him.
He said my beard connects. Oh man, shout out to the beard connected. You know, we got the chin strap, it's connected, but I might have nicked it the other day. So, you know, I did clean up a little bit. Not all the way, a little bit. A little bit. Like 50 Cent said.
My beard connects.
Y'all already know to go check out bro. Like I said, I rock with the content, so I'm supporting it. What up, Luke? Appreciate you waking up and stopping by, leaving a comment. And it's always good to let people know you're here. Welcome. We do Super Saturdays every Saturday.
The best husband in Dragon Ball.
This is how we
Vegeta
vibe.
found himself a rival upon entering the Demon Realm. Hype showed his interest in Bulma, and Vegeta's sensors as her husband quickly started working. From that point onwards, Vegeta has always had an eye on Bulma. In episode 14 of the anime, right when the party was about to enter the Demon Realm, they found out that the ship was not going to endure this final leg of the journey, so all of them would have to fly. However, Bulma is the only one of them all to not have the ability to fly, and even though Hype kinda stepped in, Vegeta quickly took care of it. Without a single doubt, Vegeta just got Bulma to wrap her arms around him, and then the two of them abandoned the ship. This is just another instance of Vegeta looking after Bulma, obviously the most memorable one being his fit of rage after Beer slapped her. And this begs the question, after all he's been through,
Well, before we get into it, that is one of the things that people are looking forward to as one of the next movies, hopefully. They put Vegeta and his family through a training arc. You know, he done had some kids. Shout out to the kids. You can even throw Goten in there because, you know, Goku ain't doing that with your son, so I'm just going to raise the kids up and get them ready because, you know, that's what I was telling people about Dima. Dima wasn't nothing but a new playground for some characters that they already gonna have to run around with, because like they said, most of the people in the demon world weren't above a Super Saiyan 2. Well, that's currently where the kids are. Shout out to the kids coming back, making a future, because you know that's one thing Tori Taro likes to write about. Not in one of them FAN freaky ass nigga ways. I'm talking about in one of those good contemporary, contemporary. You know, in the context of content. See, I'm getting ready to clip that anyways. But anyways, like I said, in the context of content, them boys is getting ready to get their future really, really exploited. Because, you know, Toyotaro might go from being he's a D student's replacement. So let's see where he goes. You dig? There's potential out there. He might be an A student. You never know. Hell, he did get the job, so hell, appreciate that part of the game. But anyways, Dragon Ball Super, Frieza enters into the demon realm. Shouts out to Frieza. He always getting job offers by the next bad guy, because, you know, they respectfully should want to work with each other, because I don't know why people be like, well, shit, I'm the bad guy. I'm going to not recruit the other bad guy. That makes zero sense. You dig?
Jesus Christ, really?
Don't forget to become a member of Unrelent Gaming's Patreon for exclusive manga content and early access. Isn't that right, Seth?
I already joined this Patreon today. Tons of great stuff on there, actually. But did you really have to blow up the city?
Yes.
And like I was reminding y'all from last week, Patreons for those who get their content done ahead of time. and then want to, put it on YouTube after your Patreon members have watched it. And then that way, the people that are paying per view, because that's what Patreon is, it's people that want to support you, throw you some money, they get their content first, which is what he does. He posts it on his Patreon first, and then you can come see it on YouTube when he puts it on YouTube. So the people on Patreon seen this whenever it was ready versus when he premieres it on YouTube. So he already done got views for it. So therefore, it's already gonna be highly recommended in the YouTube algorithm because it's already probably had however many Patreon members that watched it.
Domino. You blew up the dominoes and you're laughing. Do you realize the f***ing crisis here?
And you will be next. Unless you subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications right now.
Or else what? You'll aggressively scream another man's name for several hours?
Kakarot! Kakarot!
Oh dear, for I had a feeling that those demons were going to go and track down Frieza's location sooner or later by this point, and with Zalama's life force completely vanishing, I only fear that I am not too late by the time I make it back to the others and being able to go and reach them before those demons do.
Unexpected betrayal.
As our story now continues on an off-world planet deep within Universe 7, as Frieza was shown having to engage with several members of the Demon Realm's army, as it was only just upon with Golden Frieza being shown having to overtake several of them during the course of his battle against them was when Golden Frieza then went on to quickly respond, I must say that I do in fact find this to be rather very amusing in seeing how confident you creatures appear to be upon having to be shown approaching me when you first did. But do go on to tell me now, demon scum, because I am a little curious to know. And just where exactly was it that you and your kind had slithered your way out from, as I wonder now? For I had never seen you or your little friends around these parts of the cosmos before, and as I do not recall ever granting you creatures any permission to exist within my presence, Frieza continues, and yet here you are, buzzing all around me like a pack of starving insects. For you must be under the impression that because you happen to hail from some dark corner of the universe that this somehow goes and makes you special now, does it? Well, let me go on to be the first to assure you that you and your kind are very far from being special, Frieza continues, for you are nothing more than insects beneath my feet, and so now understand that you won't have very long before you are all exterminated. No, but do not let me go and stop you now, Frieza continues, because you are all still very much welcome to go and try by all means if you wish. And so now go ahead and swarm me again if you think that it'll work within your favor, because I just want you to know that you shouldn't mistaken your numbers for strength, and that is simply because in the end, no matter how many of you creatures try and blindside me at once, and no matter how many of you try and ambush me, I will always be able to smell the stench of your inferior existence coming, which is why I will always continue to remain 20 steps ahead of you. But do go on to tell me something, because I can't help but wonder, Frieza continues upon being shown blasting one of the other spike demons. Do all of the other demons look like you as well? For do they all just so happen to be just as repulsive? Or is this simply just the traits that is to you and your clan, creature?
because whichever one of these it just happens to be doesn't change the outcome of what I'm about to go and do to you, demon. For I have faced off against the very gods themselves and had survived, Frieza continues, and so what makes you think that a horde of insignificant parasites like yourselves will go and fare any better? As I want you to go and know that there is a hierarchy within this universe and stand at the absolute pinnacle as the universe's mightiest and most powerful emperor. And so now here's to the final moments of your life while I go and send you off and joining your allies in the afterlife, wretched creature, Frieza continues upon being shown firing down a death beam. And to think that there are more of you out there who continue to follow in one another's place makes me sick. But I guess since I have nothing else that I ought to be doing outside of plotting my revenge and getting back at those filthy monkeys back on Earth, I might as well go and take this moment to have my fun with you and your kind, since it'll help cure the dreadful boredom that I have before it consumes me. But then, it was only from within that very moment behind Frieza, as one of the elite demons that went by the name of Garlock went on to make his presence known by opening up a portal and addressing Frieza, was when Garlock then went on to quickly respond, "Ah, now this is a fascinating sight to behold, for who would have thought that I would ever go as far as to bear witness to the almighty Lord Frieza himself in watching him reduce my fellow demons down to a little more than scattered remains. How profoundly impressive, for it is no wonder that the universe trembles at the mere mention of your name, for we have been watching you for quite some time now, Frieza." Garlock went on to then make his presence known, and while you have proven to be able to stand all on your own in fighting off and destroying several of our most fearsome demons with little to no efforts, I come to you here not as an enemy, but I come to you as an equal. But now tell me, my dear Frieza, why do you continue to waste your potential like this when you could be so much more? Garlock says, "For I find this to be almost tragic in a way, as there you stand, the great emperor of the universe, a being who should be worshipped and exalted, reduced in having to fight on behalf of the very same universe that has turned its back onto and betrayed him time and time again before." And as I can't help but now wonder as to why that is, as Frieza went on to then turn around by then responding, "No my, what an absolutely delightful little speech that was, creature, for you almost had me convinced there for just a moment, as I do find your offer to be a rather interesting one to say the least, because here I was expecting for a fight to break out here between us, but I guess you must have a way with words since you now have my full and undivided attention, demon, and so now tell me, what exactly is the nature behind your visit here and speaking with me, Frieza questions, for I surely don't believe that you simply came here to boast my ego by flattering me, and so I do in fact would like to know, because let's just say if I go and entertain this little idea of yours, then what exactly is it that I will go and gain from this little alliance with your kind? As what exactly is in it for me if I just so happen to go and consider this offer of yours, demon? With Garlock responding, "What is in it for you goes far beyond the mere concept of simply having to acquire more power, Frieza, as you crave for something that is far greater than yourself, for you desire dominion. You seek recognition from not just the living, but from the annals of history itself. So think about it, Frieza, for the mortals will one day forget about your name, under the rule of the great Lord Raijin in pledging yourself to the demon realm. Your legacy will go and carry on in infamy, eternal, my friend." With Frieza responding, "Oh, is that a fact? And you think that I will come to agree to your terms because you think that I need you? And what if I were to go and decline this offer of yours in pledging myself to your so-called ruler known as Raijin? What if instead I were to go and tell you that I wanted to go and claim the seat of the throne and becoming the difference maker within the demon realm? What then, my friend?" With Garlock responding, "Because I can sense that you still hold a great deal of resentment within your heart towards those who have humiliated you now, towards those who have cheated fate by surviving your wrath, for I can see that you still hold a great deal of hatred within your hearts, and as I am here to simply offer you a chance to further go and awaken it, Lord Frieza, because believe what you may, but you in fact actually share far more in common with us than you might come to even realize, as I am not here to go and fight with you, but rather I am here to offer you a deal instead. And so why come to fight as enemies when we could go and work as allies instead? Am I right? With Frieza responding, what do you say? And so you are serious about your inquiries with having me as an ally to your world now, aren't you? Well, fine, I'll bite then, especially since I am far more curious now in seeing as to what your so-called deal has to
really didn't
further
come here to throw
offer. So
hands.
now tell me, and what exactly does this
You
proposed
did put some
dominion
respect
that
on
you
Frieza's
offer me
name, right?
entail? Because with
I
my
ain't coming here to
legacy
fight, bruh.
intact,
You
how
got a
exactly will
job.
this change my thirst and revenge?
What they say in Scarface after he killed everybody at Frank's spot? Hey, you got a job, man. Congratulations. Hey, you start work Monday, motherfucker. Be on time.
Now, Demon, with Garlock responding, well, you cannot think that you can go and get what you want alone without having to accept the fact that no matter how great you assume for yourself to be while alone, you will only continue to remain outnumbered no matter how far you are willing to go, and that is where we can come in and help you even the playing field, Frieza. With Frieza responding, interesting, and let's just say if I accepted for this to happen and have you demons aid me in my quest, then where will I go and happen to find such numbers if you say that I won't be outnumbered, Demon? With Garlock responding, well, the answers that you seek will not go and be found on a world such as this, but if you choose to come with me and accept this offer that I came here to go and bring you, then I will go on to take you into the demon realm where everything that I had offered you will be waiting for you to go and claim as your own, Lord Frieza. Or if you choose to go and take this moment and agree to the terms that I came here to go and offer you, then you will grow to become far more than you could ever possibly imagine in becoming after entering into our kingdom. With Frieza responding, no, is that so? And what if instead I were to go and choose to annihilate you where you stand instead? Frieza went off the figure out by responding, for what good are you to me if I were to go and simply find this realm and enter it alone, Demon? For you don't truly think that I would need you in helping me navigate my way through such a world now, do you? As a confident Garlock then went on to respond, well, if you were to go and choose to end my life now, then you will be swarmed by the Demon Realm's forces and be destroyed without a trace. For without me present alongside you and giving way for you to be accepted by our forces, then they will merely see you as an obstacle and nothing more. So if you decide to go and strike me down now, then you will never go and be given what I had offered you, Lord Frieza. As Frieza went on to then lower his arm by then responding, how very tempting, but fine, then I will go and take your word for what it is and accept this offer of yours, as I demand for you to go and bring me into the demon realm where you just so happen to reside at once. With Garlock responding, yes, of course, for I assure you that you will not be disappointed in making this decision, Lord Frieza. And so now come, for the portal that connects directly into our world awaits you as you have come to make the right decision in doing what was best, mortal. And as I will only go as far as to assure you that you will not regret this, as Frieza was then shown making his way towards the portal by then responding, very well then, and so now let's go and hurry it up and make this quick, because I do not wish to go and waste my time, but instead would rather go and take these precious moments to go and set out on what I've been longing for, Demon. For you have went and warned me ahead of time, and so now show me. As Garlock went on to respond, oh yes, but of course, Lord Frieza, for you have my word. Oh, but you do indeed for now, that is. And as I cannot believe that this wretched creature believes himself to be an equal among demons and the warlord among gods alike, but no matter, Garlock continues, as he will only go on to serve as a mere pawn within our game and will be expelled and eradicated once we have used him, for he will act as the flame that shall lure the moths from their hiding places and the baits that shall drag the mighty into the abyss by Lord Raigen's hand, and then, only then, will he be the next in line that will be joining them within the grave. To which, as Frieza and Garlock were then shown making their way into the demon realm, was when Garlock went on to the on this world, Frieza. Like anything that you have ever known, as the gods fear it, the mortals shun it, and yet those who understand its true power flourish in it. For you see, this realm is not bound by the fragile laws of reality that govern over your universes, but instead, it's alive, Garlock continues. As the demon realm itself is alive, Frieza. It watches, it feels, it listens, and it feeds. As those who embrace the darkness within their hearts will find themselves flourishing beyond their wildest dreams. For our realm doesn't just house its inhabiting demons, but rather it goes on to create them. As you are no longer in the universe of the weak with its fragile laws, for there is no god of destruction to bring order within this realm, as there is also no angel to step in and reset the balance of it either, Garlock continues, as there is only chaos that exists all around you, and chaos that does not discriminate between gods and mortals, Frieza. As Frieza went on to then gaze on up by then questioning, interesting, and what exactly is that massive landscape that hovers right above us? As I can sense a tremendously massive battle power that is emanating from what seems to be its very surface, with Garlock answering, this, dear Frieza, is Lord Raigen's sanctuary, which sits at the very pinnacle of absolute authority, for this God King Mountain is where Lord Raigen's throne remains, as there is no permitting and having anyone cross over into Lord Raigen's kingdom without first being instructed to go and do so, unless they go and warrant for Lord Raigen's wrath to be placed upon them, to which as another elite demon by the name of Lycus went on to then approach Frieza, was when Lycus then went on to quickly respond, and who is this golden mortal lizard that you bring into our realm, Garlock? But of course, so you must be Frieza, as I have heard so much about you, but while your reputation precedes you, since you are already here within our realm, I hereby demand for you to kneel in place of your loyalty to Lord Raigen and the Demon Realm, and submit to his will, lest you warrant in having to suffer severe consequences if you don't. And so, claim your loyalty to the throne and accept Lord Raigen as your master, as Frieza then went on to gaze on up by responding, well, actually, I'd rather not, as a matter of fact, because serving under someone else just isn't what I do.
That ain't what I do.
But this throne which you happen to speak very frequently
review other
of,
people's
however,
content and have
is
a good
something
time.
that I am actually
That's what I
very
do.
curious in knowing about.
On this
And
channel.
so as much as
I
you
make
would want for
original
me to go
content
and
on
have
other
me
channels,
bend my
so
knee to the throne, I'd much
check out
rather
the
go
review
and
channel,
take my
right?
place in
Entertainment
it
break.
instead. As Lycus then went on to quickly respond, what did you just go and say to me? Why, you rotten little insolent and foul creature, for you will go on to know your place and bend your knee in honor of your new God King Lord Raigen, because if you don't, then I'll just go and break your legs myself if it means getting you to submit your loyalty to the throne. Otherwise, we will go and enact upon you a punishment that will be far worse than even death itself, Frieza. And so now do as we say and kneel. As Frieza went on to then laugh by responding, break my legs, you say? Well, I would hate to say that I would like to see you go and try, but I in fact actually have other matters that I am now looking to go and attend to, because while I would love it nothing more than to go and tear you little worms apart for even daring to speak to me in such a way, I am actually more interested on seeing who sits on top of that very mountain, which I am dying to now go and see for myself. And so now if you can go and excuse me for the time being, Frieza leapt on up by attempting to make his way up towards the God King Mountain, for I have more important things to go and attend to at the moment, beginning with having me go and see on just what exactly lies at the very top of this so-called God King Mountain. But then, it was only just upon with Lycus being shown having to grab onto Frieza's leg and preventing Frieza from reaching the top of God King Mountain, was when Lycus then went on to quickly respond, over my dead body you will, Frieza, and since you were already warned several times in remaining where you are and to bow your head in respects to Lord Raigen, since you cannot be reasoned with while attempting to pursue and climbing Lord Raigen's mountain without anyone's consent, prepare to now face the full force of the consequences consequences behind your reckless actions, Frieza. With Frieza responding, "No, I'm sorry, but perhaps I didn't go and make myself as clear as I did, Demon. And since you now want to go and lay your filthy hands on me and preventing me from reaching the very top of this mountain, maybe now this ought to be the wake-up call that you need in order for you to finally see that laying your hands on me like this was a mistake." And a grave mistake this indeed now was, because with Golden Frieza then shown having to fire down multiple death beams upon Lycus' body was when Frieza then went on to quickly continue, "The sturdy one, aren't we? Well, tell me now, Demon, have you had enough, or are you thirsty for some more? Because I can continue to do this all day, and so it'll only be a matter of time before you go on to reach your breaking point." And what then, with Lycus shouting, "Why, you wretched animal, get him off of me, Leviathan!" To which from out of nowhere within that very moment, the massive Leviathan did, because as the Leviathan went on to smash his way into going as far as to punch Lord Frieza away from Lycus, was when Garlock then went on to intervene by responding, "No, dear Frieza, for you should have been more careful with what you had asked for before deciding to come into our realm and thinking that you can overthrow what had already been established long before your arrival." As Lycus
He
then
said
went
we
on to
set
quickly
this up to be a
respond,
trap
"And
house
that
for
was
us.
where you were wrong, for you should have went and thought twice before attacking me, because that was when your fate was sealed. As your first mistake was assuming that you can go and come and do as you please within our world without bearing in mind on what our kind is capable of in wielding, Frieza. As I will go and show you on exactly why we demons are not to go and be taken as lightly as you appear for us to be taken, Frieza. And so now, Leviathan, grab hold of that little rotten worm and do not release him until he pays with his life for daring to disrespect Lord Raijin's domain." To which this was exactly what the giant Leviathan did, because as the Leviathan went on to grab hold of Frieza by squeezing him within his hand was when Lycus went on to then continue, "Yes, good, and so now squeeze that fool until his bones shatter, so that way he may go on to feel the full force of the pain that he had coming for daring to go and take us for fools upon coming here. And so now continue to squeeze him and do not let go." As Garlock went on to then chime in, "Oh, Frieza, how truly foolish of you to even try and turn your back on us despite knowing that you are in no position to hold the upper hand here against us. For you see, I never trusted you, Frieza, not for a single second, as your ambition is as transparent as glass, and your treachery as predictable as they come," Garlock continues. "And as I knew that this moment would come, and yet you still believe that you can go and outmaneuver us and get the better of us while
Frieza
here.
said, "I ain't come here to fucking take orders, nigga.
Mistaken,
I
as
mean,
let this
I will
go
work
and be
with your boss, because he gonna be
now pay the price
just
with
that
your
guy,
life
but
forever
you dig?
daring to
I ain't
go
listening
and
to
make
none of
the
y'all
mistake
YNs.
that we here had
Y'all the
went to
little
warn you
guys.
about,
Y'all don't
as
tell
we will
me what
now
to do.
promise that you will not live
I'm
long
gonna pull
enough
up on
to
your boss
regret
and
the
see what he
actions
talk
of
about
the
and what
choices
Frieza
that
just
you
told him.
made.
Fuck what y'all talk
With
about.
Frieza then having to respond,
Y'all just
"Why,
recruited.
you
I came up.
miserable little insects, for I should have known
See,
that
that's
you
why I
would
call
go
them
and
insects.
try this here against me, but I just want you all to know, especially you, Dark Wizard, that each and every last one of you insignificant, disgusting creatures will suffer a fate far worse than death for even daring to go and stand against me the way you just did. And if you demons truly think that you have won, then clearly you are without a clue," Frieza continues, "because while you assume for this to be the full extent of what it is that I am capable of, then allow me to go and be the first to assure you that it is not. Because since you now have the nerve to go and demand for me to go and take the knee and obey your laws here without knowing of the terror that comes behind waging a war with me, I am about to go and now show you on exactly why that is, Demon." As it was only right then and there now, during that moment, where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super, The Story of the Dark Masters, the official Murno sequel, manga chapter number 29 special, then comes to a close.
Well, actually, I'll go ahead and take it from here, as I do want to go as far as to address something very important with our dear viewers at the moment. As before I go and give you the following information, if you aren't already a member of Unreal's Patreon community, then you are truly missing out on so much without you even knowing, because not only is the next episode already on the page, page, but if you want to support all of the manga content that you see and gain
So go
access
catch
to
it early.
tons of exclusives along the way that range from a variety of different things, then we do encourage for you all to become members of our Patreon community today, for we will link everything down within the description box below and pinned comment section as well. Now, I will go as far as to say that even though this is not the ideal situation that someone like Frieza wants to go and find himself within, especially with these demons having to
Shouts
hold
out
a
to the drip
significant
cam.
numbers advantage over Universe 7's warriors, including having to house an extremely powerful demon god in Raijin, I can only hope that Frieza is able to come to his senses and make it out of that demon realm with his life intact, lest he warrants annihilation by the hands of those dark masters alongside Raijin. And so you do not want to go and miss out on what is about to happen coming up next. So we hope that you all enjoyed today's video. And before you leave, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up by smashing that like button on your way out, as well as also subscribing.
The motherfucker was holding Frieza like it was a motherfucking lighter. Said, yeah, just flick your motherfucking head and you done. Frieza's like, oh, y'all got them big guys out here. I see. And y'all ain't all just
To Unreal
YEs.
and Gaming's channel for tons of new Dragon Ball content. So with that, we thank you all so much for watching, as we'll be seeing you all again for the next one.
Hello. Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to Unrelent Gaming? Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch. Roshi, Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch. Roshi, the fuck? God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell. And we're demonetized. Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.
What do you say? Fire in the hole.
The best and the worst about Dragon Ball Daima. The best. Dragon Ball Daima has had the best production ever for a Dragon Ball TV series. The show included very detailed
Good to see
and
you,
high-quality
Estrella.
animation,
How
as
you
well as
doing?
really cool battle choreographies. Also, from a lore standpoint, Daima has added a lot of knowledge into our books, from the origin of the universes in Dragon Ball to the tale of the Namekians. Let's not forget just how epic the canonization of the Super Saiyan 4 has been. It is definitely an anime
Fire
worth
in the
watching.
hole, as we
The
say.
worst. Daima had some inconsistency in its narrative flow, especially from the moment it introduced the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta transformation onwards. It did pick up the pace in the last few episodes, but it had a filler sort of content that felt kind of awkward midway. We also
It had
cannot forget the
filler
fact that there's a
content.
major plot hole right now regarding the Super Saiyan 4 form and its connection with Dragon Ball Super, or even the fact that they teased a potential fusion through some bug items that never actually happened. Definitely a disappointing and odd choice.
Nope.
Let's start with something that we've all heard before. Dragon Ball Super has a lot of unearned power-ups. Now, I'm not here to disprove that today, although there's nuance to that take, just like anything else. Instead, I want to think critically about what it means for something to be unearned. If you ask me, fans didn't like a lot of the transformations and power-ups presented in Super for a few reasons. First, the story didn't always do a good job of developing characters before they transformed. Second, the story's themes didn't align with the transformation itself. Third, the story didn't present the power-up well, whether visually or otherwise. With those criteria in mind, no wonder new forms like Super Saiyan Rage or Gohan Beast are largely controversial to this day. If we're going to be fair, transformations were getting stale long before 2016. In fact, if we take a good, honest look at Dragon Ball Z, we'll find some things that the community doesn't talk about for some reason.
What up,
With
Izzy?
that in mind,
Good to see you.
what's the
How you
word?
doing?
Malachi here, I talk about manga. If you're a fan of Dragon Ball analysis, I got a whole bunch of stuff on the channel you'll probably mess with too, so like the video and subscribe. That aside, let's talk about Toriyama and the fourth wall. During the peel-off arc, this stuff was all over the manga, whether it was Goku punching Yamcha through a literal panel, or Peel-off himself making jokes referencing Dr. Slump. You'll see less of this during early Z, but during the Boost saga, these fourth wall breaks make a comeback, but something's different about them. Instead of addressing the audience for a quick laugh like he would have done in the past, now Toriyama breaks immersion to critique what Dragon Ball has become. This is no clearer during the most iconic transformation scene of all time, Goku's Super Saiyan 3 reveal. As he goes through the forms one by one, Babidi speaks with Toriyama's voice. He surpassed Super something? I have no idea what he's talking about. I'm not interested in such a boring thing. This is stupid. You didn't even change that much. Even the normal dialogue in this scene is clunky. If being a Super Saiyan who surpassed the Super Saiyan wall isn't enough to hold Buu off, Goku's just gonna have to go beyond the surpassed Super Saiyan's level. This weird terminology isn't a new issue either. It seems like nobody knows how to refer to Super Saiyan 2 until Goku coins the term in the very next chapter. Just read the dialogue anytime Gohan tries to explain what's happening to Shin or Kibito. So, what's the issue here? Well, if you ask me, Super Saiyan 2 should have been a Gohan exclusive. A form like this had higher highs than the original Super Saiyan in the Cell games, but it suffers from some low lows, as you'll see in a second. It all comes down to Goku and Vegeta's uses of the form in the Buu saga. As we all know, Goku trained in the afterlife during the time skip, and when we see him next on Earth, he surpassed Gohan's level from the Cell games. Vegeta's also been training as well, but he hasn't quite surpassed that level yet. Not only does Bulma tell Gohan that Vegeta is training Trunks to surpass him, but Vegeta also challenges Gohan when he hears he'll be participating in the tournament. It seems like Vegeta's abandoned his promise to never fight again, and he's looking to see if he surpassed Gohan.
Said I don't sleep,
Despite
dude.
these ambitions, though, he sees that Gohan has gotten soft in peacetime, and when he unveils Super Saiyan 2 against Kibito, Vegeta knows for a fact that he's weaker than he was against Cell. In other words, being a Super Saiyan 2 does not automatically put you on a certain level. This version of Gohan may not even beat Perfect Cell, and he goes on to struggle with Dabra, who's repeatedly compared to Cell. If Gohan can slack off on his training, get weaker, and still keep his Super Saiyan 2 form, there's no reason that Goku and Vegeta can't catch up to him with regular Super Saiyan. In fact, it wouldn't change anything in the story. These two were already stronger than Gohan at the beginning of the Buu saga. Vegeta says that Dabra wouldn't be a problem for him or Goku, and he's probably a Super Saiyan 2 at this point as well. When Goku uses the form against Yakon, Vegeta says, "You've surpassed the Super Saiyan wall as well, I see," meaning that he's probably also done it. If you're skeptical of this, Karthu has a short on his channel going through some databook information that supports it, so go check that out if you want more details. That aside, Goku is also definitely stronger than Gohan. Vegeta says that he's stronger than Cell Games Gohan at the beginning of their fight straight up. So, if these two are beyond current Gohan being able to easily deal with opponents that he struggles with, then being able to do it in regular Super Saiyan changes absolutely nothing in the story. But you might be asking why. Even if you could remove Goku and Vegeta's Super Saiyan 2 forms from the Buu saga, why would you want to? Well, it all comes back to why fans feel transformations are unearned in Dragon Ball Super. For one, the story doesn't do the best job of developing Goku and Vegeta before they transform. They both achieved this form off-screen during the time skip. Fundamentally, that isn't a problem by itself. We saw Vegeta gain Super Saiyan off-screen during the Cell saga after all. The issue is, neither of these characters gain anything by getting Super Saiyan 2. In Vegeta's case in the past, he spent chapter after chapter basically crying about not being a Super Saiyan. Gohan told him that Goku transformed on Namek. Then Trunks transformed to take out Frieza soon after. So Vegeta getting Super Saiyan was the resolution to a shortcoming that he had. Super Saiyan 2 is different. Even though Vegeta was surpassed by Gohan at the Cell games, he does not need to be a Super Saiyan 2 in the Buu saga to resolve any plot lines. Gohan is already weaker than Vegeta after the time skip, Super Saiyan 2 or not. In fact, Vegeta stopped wanting to fight Gohan the second his name got matched up with Goku's in the first round. So, if Goku and Vegeta haven't developed as characters in a way that demands they transform, and they get the power up off screen, it just doesn't serve the story. There's no resolution gained by them having Super Saiyan 2, no plot line that ties into it, they just have it.
They're already stronger than Gohan, so if you take it out of the story, Goku and Vegeta breeze through Babdi's underlings and wake Buu up early, just like they did in the original arc, just in regular Super Saiyan as opposed to Super Saiyan 2. Second, the story's themes don't align with Goku and Vegeta having Super Saiyan 2. There's a clear hierarchy among the three adult Saiyans at the beginning of the Buu saga. Gohan is the weakest, Goku is the strongest, and Vegeta is somewhere between the two. With Goku dead, Vegeta made Gohan his goal, but when Goku came back to compete in the tournament, Gohan just wasn't relevant to Vegeta anymore. The story is clearly pushing towards a fight between Goku and Vegeta, which doesn't depend on them needing a new form to fight in. If anything, Goku and Vegeta take special care to mention that they respect what might happen if Gohan gets mad. Vegeta says as much in Babdi's ship, and Goku tells Gohan to get angry because he'll never lose to anyone that way. Clearly, Toriyama is drawing a contrast between how Gohan used to be against Cell and how he is now. Even though he's a Super Saiyan 2, he just isn't strong enough to do what needs to be done. If Gohan remains as the only user of the form in the series, it makes the build-up for his rematch against Buu even better. Elder Kaioshin even plays into this theme, as the power-up he gives Gohan doesn't change his appearance at all. According to him, the Super Saiyan forms are just showbiz, and Gohan getting this power serves as the resolution to the issue he's been facing. He gained Super Saiyan 2 against Cell, lost his strength in the peacetime, and now he's been given something new, greater than he had before. Third, the story doesn't visually present Super Saiyan 2 well for Goku and Vegeta. In the Cell Saga, we learn that a pure-blooded Saiyan's hair doesn't really change shape. Both Goku and Vegeta bring their half-blooded sons along with them into the Room of Spirit and Time, and Trunks and Gohan emerging from this training with wildly different hair represents the training affecting them more than it did their fathers. Trunks gains Super Saiyan Grade 3 in a desperate plan to fight Cell by himself, and Gohan gains Mastered Super Saiyan in a plan he has very little knowledge of, but he's gonna end up fighting Cell by himself too. When Gohan transforms against Cell, his hair stands straight up and his demeanor completely shifts. This was just as big of a shift in character design as Goku's original transformation on Namek, if not more. In the Buu saga though, when Goku and Vegeta use Super Saiyan 2, they don't change that much. Babidi straight up says it himself. It makes sense, as pure-blooded Saiyans probably wouldn't be going through a major hair change due to this form, but it also says something about the form just not meaning much for these two. Let's tally up what they do with this form. Vegeta loses to Buu as a Super Saiyan 2 twice, once against Fat Buu and again against Kid Buu. Goku outright declines to use this form during his fights with Buu 3 times. Once against Fat Buu, another time against Buuhan, and another time against Kid Buu. It seems like Toriyama doesn't even think this form is this important for these two. That's all to say, a power-up represents a moment in time. When Goku transformed on Namek, it felt important. When Vegeta transformed against Android 19, it felt surprising. When Trunks transformed against Cell, it felt hopeful. When Gohan transformed against Cell, it felt amazing. What did you feel when Goku used Super Saiyan 2 against Yakan, or Vegeta used Super Saiyan 2 against Goku? Personally, these moments felt cool to me, but it wasn't because of the transformation. Goku can stay a regular Super Saiyan, be super strong from training in the afterlife, and it makes Super Saiyan 3 even more unique to him, as he wouldn't have this awkward filler transformation just sitting around. Vegeta can surpass current Gohan by keeping up on his training, all while never surpassing what Gohan achieved against Cell as a Super Saiyan 2. That way, his shortcoming from the end of that storyline stays consistent, and his goal of surpassing Gohan becomes even more unreachable because that Gohan just doesn't exist anymore. A situation like that would make his obsession with Goku hit even harder, as he just wouldn't have any other option but to focus on fighting his old rival at any cost. The Majin power-up would close the gap between them, and things would continue just like they did in the original story. So, personally, if you ask me, Super Saiyan 2 for Goku and Vegeta in the Buu Saga is an example of transformations getting stale long before Dragon Ball Super.
You're making a big mistake. Where do you think you're going?
just beat him up, damn it.
Have it your way.
Don't try to catch the body.
A tough guy like you should be able to face the truth.
Are you okay?
Shout out to the big homie. Y'all know to go check out my DJ. Got a lot of DJs though, so. But when we keep in house, definitely will be DJ Is. Every day we check him out. Freesia definitely done ran off on a smoke mission. You didn't catch what this theme of this video was today. Shouts out to y'all making it this far in the video. Hopefully you throw a thumbs up. Shouts out to whoever's not here, because you know they gonna hit the replay and leave a comment. Hopefully you did. Shout out to the playlist. Y'all know to go check out the playlist. We got the Super Saturday playlist, the cheat code playlist, and different forms of entertainment playlists that we done put together since we've been here.
I released a video recently where I made the assertion that not a single one of you could beat any Dragon Ball fighter. And the hilarious part is, the comments were flooded with people who thought that I was wrong and that they had valid answers. You're all wrong, so let's go through them. You think you can beat Chaozu in a fight? Sorry, my guy, but he can fly, psychically control your entire body, and shoot deadly Dodonpa beams that would have one-shotted Goku an arc prior. So yeah, try again. You think you can beat Ranfan or Bacterian from the World Tournament? Well, at least you're getting a bit more creative now, but still, unfortunately, both of them, despite their gimmicks, were still highly capable fighters that made their way through the preliminary rounds of the most illustrious martial arts tournament in the world. Unless you are a legit high-level professional fighter, which I highly doubt you are, you ain't taking either of these guys. Videl, not even close. Chi-Chi, she is absolutely wiping the floor with you. Oolong? Well, okay, he's not really a fighter to begin with, is he? But honestly, he might just turn into a rocket and fly out of your reach, so even if you do cheat, you're still not beating a Dragon Ball fighter. Sorry.
The moral arc takes place after.
But we're not talking about moral. Y'all know that's our videos for the day. I will see y'all next Super Saturday. Unless I find something to do in the meantime. But you know how we do. Nothing scheduled, nothing but Super Saturdays. Shout out to Super Saturdays over here on Spider Pig. Y'all know to hit your boy up on the Buy Me a Coffee link down in the description. And for the replay, I'll probably have it in the pinned comment.